My name is Pauline and I study fashion. So I've been putting off doing this for literally months and months. I have think pieces upon think pieces and writings in different avenues and ways that I was going to do a YouTube channel to talk about what I'm passionate about, which is fashion and the intersectionality of culture. So it turns out you can't just think about these things, you actually do have to do them. I just finished Atomic Habits, shout out Atomic Habits. But I am a luxury and brand management student, getting her MFA. And I just love talking about fashion. I love long form content, and I hope to create some sort of discourse, some sort of conversation, add a little bit of nuance because everything is looking a little bit too similar, recently. So I have a little bit about me. Since I've been putting this off, I figured, what's wrong with having an introduction video? Y'all can hear my braces from New York. I've been in Vogue twice, Vogue runway feature, and Teen Vogue once, featuring with my beautiful designer friends. Along with my current degree, I've worked in boutiques. I've done a little bit of PR, as well as some content creation, obviously, not only for myself, but for a couple of independent businesses. You can see my portfolio that I'm still working on, so shut up. And I love a little side quest. I love doing little side quests. So here's me over the past couple years doing some random shit. Just trying to get the creative juices flowing. Just kind of, because you would do for a check. You know what I mean? But I love fashion and I love the business that is incorporated with fashion. In reading Atomic Habits, I realized that I not only need to find things that I am excited and passionate about, but eventually those things that, even though I'm passionate about them, they're going to get boring. But finding things that I'm not only interested in, but also have a knack for, I think is where I'm kind of at now. And I think that leaning more into the business aspect of this creative industry is kind of where you know what I mean? So I'm very research based. I have a tendency to be numbers heavy. In a previous life, I was a STEM student. I have a degree in neurobiology, physiology, and behavior. Clock it. Graduated summa cum laude, as I should. And I went to the Honors College at ASU. Shout out Barrett. Y'all not getting any money from me anymore, but shout out for that degree. I have one publication and I have a thesis. But even in all that, past the academic validation, past the validation of my family, I was miserable because I was really only using one side of my brain. This was kind of a path that felt laid out for me where it's like, okay, you do X, Y, Z, then you're going to get to be a doctor. I love y'all. We love people in the medical field. I do not want to get any of that work. That's not for me. I really do need to have something that, there are numbers. Yeah, there's, a little bit of that right side, but right, left brain. I need a little, So I realized pretty quickly after whatever, I didn't want to do that. I couldn't do that. That was not for me. And at some point I need to start doing what I need to do for me. And lucky for me, I'm a little crazy. So I know it's going to work out. And so here I am talking to y'all on the screen. But it was a hard transition. I took the MCAT and I got the white hairs to prove it underneath my new hair. You know what I mean? But I took the MCAT. I did whatever. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. But that wasn't me. And so I started organizing shoots. I found a couple of photographers. I found some models and friends and people that would help me out. I did a lot of thrifting. Just so even if it was rough because some of those projects, they're not real cute. They're not real cute no more. But at the time, with a, with only a STEM background and no resources or anything, I did my big one. I did. So would I put those on my portfolio now? No. 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 Hello. But I think that there was so much value in that time because I really was able to just be a sponge and just do the shit and not worry about, oh, is it? They lack nuance. They lack some vision. But at the end of the day, they were done, which is good that I can say for some of the stuff that I've done now that I get bogged down in more of the details, which love a detail-oriented baddie. Yes, 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 yes. But I get so caught up in trying to make it perfect that I don't even make it exist yet. Write that down. So this is me looking at y'all. Gonna make this exist. So I wanted to give an intro to my life. You know what I mean? Yeah, the importance of making it exist for real. Because I want to be on this channel. And honestly, as much as like, yay, community. Why is there a commercial on? So that's kind of why I'm making this channel. Like, it really is, like, don't get me wrong. This is for y'all. This is for educational purposes. This is for kikis. This is a safe space to talk about your like inches, you know what I mean? This is a safe space to talk about your weird fashion shit, your weird like cultural things. You got a conspiracy theory about what's gonna happen, you're trying to forecast some shit. Let's hear it here. Let's put it in the comments. But mind you, this is for me. We're gonna talk about what I want to talk about. Cause as much I love my friends, I love my friend Down. Shout out Bestie for listening to all of my ramblings. But there's only so much someone can take. And I just have a lot of thoughts on a lot of things that maybe I can't put in a portfolio or that bitches don't want to hear about. You know what I mean? So like and subscribe. You want to come to the channel. You want to hear me ramble on about, I think I got a video lined up about Bottega and their advertising because they're clocking and gagging all of you off minimal social media presence in North America. What's that about? Why are we so obsessed with Bottega? What are they doing differently than anybody else? This last campaign, gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful. I did a project on one of them. But the idea of hands and craftsmanship has been done. There's been a project that I can't tell you about that I did in school that we literally had that same idea. And we're not the only ones that have had that idea. But why are we so into it just because it's Bottega? We'll get into it. Stay tuned. You know what I mean? So I want to talk about stuff like that and how fashion in the intersection of music and identity as far as your branding is everything. It's everything. Branding is everything. It really is. And I think I wrote a Substack on this because I can't shut up. Can't shut up. But I wrote a Substack essentially on how everything's branding. Social media is branding. It used to be so fun, kiki with your friends. It really is not anymore. Clock-a-bookie. Everyone that's posting on Instagram is trying to do so in a way to brand themselves. And if you're not doing that, you're not posting on social media. There was a time period of, I think, like 2 years that I was posting on social media because it stopped being about kiki with your friends. Do I think there's many opportunities that can be had via social media now that it is creating so much visibility for young artists and blah, 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 blah? Sure. Yes. Not sure. Yes. But in that, look at how saturated this is. Look at how saturated the content is. And looped, all of us trying to be different in our content are by looking at inspiration and mood boards and all that. It now looks the same. Like, I'm not trying to be a Pinterest. I'm trying to be a Cosmos board, babe. Clock it. Write that down. So, I don't know. I just hope that this can be a place where I can yap, obviously. But y'all want to hear me yap. No, but for real, if there is a topic that you want covered, again, I got out of the game for a little bit, but I really am a research girl. I really am a research girl. I am on BOF like it's my job. Shout out the business of fashion. Shout out some of the smaller like fashion influencers that really do like really does this shit. Must be Margella, Mina Lay, Nikki and I touches on some fashion, mostly culture, but you know what I mean? The fashion roadmen. Like y'all are y'all are doing the damn thing. And while this video is my first, and I'm gonna have to do the editing and get all gussied up for y'all to do all these videos. I'm really looking forward to it. Regardless of the quality, I can only get better from here. This is me making it exist despite the anxiety, knowing good and damn well that I have to. So yeah, y'all, that's a little bit about me. You need a little bit more of my background story? No, you don't. My shit together. I got no excuse to not be making the content and the stuff that I want to see in the world exist. So I'm gonna do so. Yeah, look, you doing it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?